Kate, so I borrowed a book from my friend's mom, since she's got like a bajillion books, and I know that's not a word, but still, she's got a lot of books. She let me borrow this book, 10 Things We Did and We Probably Shouldn't Have. I don't know how to say the last name, and I don't know what her first name is, but it's a really good book. It's about this teenage girl who moves in with her friend and like is checking her dad and saying, her mom's here and blah blah blah. And a whole bunch of stuff goes on, and she's dating this guy, and this guy over Christmas break, he did something, and she got something from him, and it's basically 10 things that teenagers would most likely do wrong if they were allowed to stay home alone with their friends without another adult present. I haven't done a video in forever, and I wanted to do a review on this, and I'm going to spoil this, heads up. So this girl, April, she throws a party, blah, blah, blah. They play a bunch of games. They buy a hot tub. She goes on the pill because she wants to start being intimate with her boyfriend. And, she's like, she goes through a bunch of stuff, and she does a bunch of wrong stuff, and then she happens to go to the doctor because she thinks she has a urinary tract infection. And instead of that, she comes back with chlamydia. And for those of you who don't know, it's a sexually transmitted infection that comes from one partner to another through skin-to-skin contact. I'm smart. I learned that at a presentation. What? Anyway, so she's tested, and she gets that, and the only person she's ever been intimate with her boyfriend Noah, and he said that he was still a virgin, and she said she was, and when it came down to it, he cheated on her over Christmas break with some other chick that lived near his house, and he gave her chlamydia. Noah's kind of a jerk in the long run. Like, you can tell, first he's super sweet and stuff, and then he gets really mean. And then she finally breaks up with him, knowing that he's not the right one, as she thought, even though she had a crush on him for forever. And it's a lesson learned. Your crush might not always be the perfect one for you. I recently acquired a new bookcase. It is beautiful, and it's made out of actual wood. And ow, that hurts. Well, it's made out of actual wood, not that crap you get at Walmart. Sorry if that brings any offense to anyone. But it's pure pine, and it's amazing, and oh, I love it so much. I think I gave myself a splinter. If you see, the edges, they're I know you can't see because of the resolution of the show, the thing, but it's it's really nice. And I've got another one too. It's over there. So they're two. They're both exactly the same because one of my shelves decided to collapse, and my books went everywhere. And I've got a lot of books. I've got up and then all the way down till over here. My other one's not full yet because I don't have enough books. But I'm hoping to acquire a lot through my own money from hopefully getting a job, and Christmas and all that stuff. One second. Go. iPod notifications. They're terrible. One moment. Okay, I'm back. My iPod's falling everywhere. So if I have to fix it halfway through because it fell, it's because the iPod won't stand up properly. So as you see, I've got a lot of books. I don't really have them in a specific order right now. I kind of went from what looks good because I've got the Pretty Little Liars up at the very top, and it goes into a few books I got over Christmas, and then some of the series I have for Beautiful Creatures, and then the Match Cross Reach series, and so on and so forth. I've got a lot of books. I haven't read all of them. At all. I've read I've read a great deal of them because most of them are my own personal books or they're books that I have read in the past that I've been given to by people. One of my favorite books, I'm going to pick out my favorite book from each shelf. So, from the top, I just kicked the cord. Okay, so from the top, my favorite would have to be this book. It's 3 books in one, that's why it's so big. It's by Aaron Downing. It's a really good book. I recommend it. I started reading these books when I was like 8. They're really good. I'm missing some of them. There's 13. They're the series of unfortunate events. I think it's really intriguing how he starts off the book, like the first chapter. If you're interested in stories with happy endings, you would be better off reading some other book. In this book, not only is there no happy ending, but there's no happy beginning, and a very few happy things happen in the middle. It's intriguing. It's like, well, if you want something happy to read, don't read this book. He was basically saying, you know what, go away if you're not going to want to read something sad. I thought that was absolutely amazing. And it was creative, too. The way he's like, you know what, like the way Lemony Snicket said it was kind of, he was basically telling people not to read his book if they didn't want to read something happy. It's intriguing and it catches your attention. From the third shelf, I can't, This book was actually a really good book, Forever Summer, by Alison Noel. It's actually a really good book. It's about the same girl, I think. Oh yeah, it's the same girl for 2 books, and it's about 2 different things that happened during the summer. And she thinks she has this crush on one guy, I think. Yeah, I think it's, no, this is a bunch of different girls. Okay, it was a different book. It was somewhere up there. That was this girl that falls in love with a brother, and then she falls in love with another brother. It's very confusing. And then from the bottom, I'd have to say Bad Girls Don't Die by Katie Allender. This was one of the first books when my books were in alphabetical order from the author's last name. This was the first book, and I vowed to try and read every book in order. That did not work at all, but I thought this book was actually really good. It had a good storyline. It was kind of more supernatural, because it has to deal with ghosts and spirits and possessions and all that, but it was actually pretty cool. I liked it. So, as you see, I've got the new shelves, I've got the books, they're all very pretty. I have yet to put them in an order. That's about it for books. Music, I don't know if any of you have watched the movie LOL with Miley Cyrus, and it was back when she did it with Demi Moore. But I've been listening to that soundtrack lately, so it's got stuff like the Rolling Stones and what else? A bunch of other things. It's really cool. And Foster the People, because Houdini was in that movie as well, like the song Houdini. The LOL soundtrack is actually a very good soundtrack. It fits the movie perfectly, and I absolutely love the movie. LOL is a great movie. Also, where is it? But I'd have to say one of my most favorite movies of all time is The Last Song by Miley Cyrus, with Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth. I know it's really old. It was back in 2010, and now it's 4 years later. I found it at Walmart. It was actually a miracle because I didn't even plan on finding it. But I'm like, you know what? I think I want to get this movie. But it's a really good movie. I cried at the end of it. And if you haven't read it, I haven't read the book, The Last Song, which I own. It's right here. It's kind of worn out and falling apart. But I guess that's what you get for reading something so many times. But it's a great book, great movie. It's well written because Nicholas Sparks is an amazing writer.